Breakfast and lunch will not cut it if you want to be atop the leaderboard. That's right, you need to use leverage in order to grow your sales. I'm going to show you 6 ways to use leverage to grow your business on this episode of the Do This, Sell More show. Hi, my name is Dave Lorenzo. This is the Do This, Sell More show. I am thrilled that you are back with us. Thanks for being a member of our community. Today, we're going to show you 6 ways you can use leverage to grow your business, and this is going to transform everything for you if you are a salesperson. It's going to change your lead generation thought process. If you're an entrepreneur, these are the only ways you should be using to grow your business. Why? Because breakfasts and lunches, they just take too much time. Think about it for a minute. If you went to breakfast and lunch with a different prospect every day, you'd be spending probably 5 or 6 hours a day going to breakfast and lunch with people. Let's say you had to drive somewhere, you had to go to the meal, then after the meal you had to drive back to your office. That's maybe arguably 5 or 6 hours a day going to breakfasts and lunches. And what happens if you do that 5 days a week? You go to 20 breakfasts and 20 lunches. That's the opportunity to connect with 40 prospective clients. Even if you spent all that time connecting with evangelists who could refer you business, you're still only talking about 40 of them a month. That is 40 people that you're going to meet for investing over 100 hours a month. Now, think about this. If you spent that 100 hours getting in front of 100 people each time you connected with them, and let's say you only do that once a day, right? You're now connecting with 20 times 100. That's 2,000 people instead of 40 people. That's the power of leverage. Now you're thinking to yourself, Dave, how am I going to do that? How am I going to connect with 2,000 new people each month? Going to show you that today on our show. Before I do, I want you to send me your questions. Send it to askdave@dlorenzo.com. askdave@dlorenzo.com. You can send me an email with your question, or I'd prefer you shot a video and ask me your question in a minute directly. Then I will use that video on my video show. I'll take the audio and I'll use it on my podcast. You'll be famous, you'll get to promote your business, and you can ask me your sales question. So send me your questions to askdave@dlorenzo.com. Your questions are the lifeblood of our show. We decide what content we're going to cover based on the volume of questions we receive on that content. So thank you very much in advance, and I appreciate you being a member of our community. Let's look at the 6 ways you can use leverage to grow your business. Number 1 is speaking. That's right, speaking engagements. Now, even if you only get up in front of 10 or 20 people, that is an opportunity to connect with 10 or 20 people as opposed to just connecting with one person. So what do you do to get these speaking engagements? Well, if you go to my YouTube channel, Dave Lorenzo on YouTube, there are dozens of videos about speaking, and they show you how to get speaking engagements, but I'll cover it for you really quickly. You start closest to your home, and you look for groups that would be interested in your product or service, and then you create an outline of an educational presentation that will help them understand the industry, help them make more money, help them figure out how to be more productive. And you pitch that educational presentation to all the groups within a 50-mile radius of your house. And then you expand outward 100 miles, 200 miles, until you're getting 3, 4, 5 speaking engagements a month that you can drive to and from the office in a relatively short period of time. Once you do that, you go and deliver these speaking engagements. You go educate people, and you offer them something for free. You offer them a checklist or a free report that they can use to get home on time for dinner every night, or to make more money, or to solve a pressing problem in their industry. What that's going to do is that's going to show you who's an interested prospect. If you speak in front of 50 people and 30 people give you their business cards, you've got 30 new leads. And how did you get those 30 new leads? By giving a speech that you're going to give over and over again. So you only develop the speech one time. you've got 30 new leads for an hour in front of those people. Maybe it takes you 15 minutes, a half hour to drive there. For 2 hours worth of work, you've got 30 leads. Speaking is phenomenal for lead generation. That means it's phenomenal for sales. The next way to grow your business is by publishing. You should be writing an article that goes up on your website at least one time a week. So if you're writing 4 articles a month, you take those 4 articles and offer them to industry trade publications in your industry. 2,000, 3,000 people read the industry trade publication. Half of them read your article. 5% or 4% end up asking for the free report that you include in your author byline. So where it says by Dave Lorenzo, it says Dave Lorenzo is the author of the free report. 5 things you need to know about XYZ. If you'd like the free report, go to, and the email address is in there. 5 people, 10 people per week opt in to get that free report. That's 5 or 10 free leads you're getting from an article that was published months ago or weeks ago. Publishing is powerful for lead generation. You've got to do it. The next way to use leverage for lead generation is through strategic alliance partnerships. This means you connect with people who are targeting the same clients that you're targeting, the exact same clients. So if you're a lawyer, you meet with CPAs. If you're a financial advisor, you meet with CPAs. If you sell building supplies, you meet with developers or you meet with construction people, and you tell them that you want to provide a free educational session to their audience. You're going to provide them with the marketing materials to fill the room. All they need to do is give you their list of people. If they don't want to give you the list of people, all they got to do is direct mail and email their people to invite them to attend the seminar. This is incredibly powerful. Now, if they're hesitant because they don't see what's in it for them, obviously their clients are engaged. They can get in front of their clients at the same time. If they want even more, you offer to do the same thing for them to your list. So it's a reciprocal arrangement. These strategic alliance partnerships are powerful. You get in front of hundreds of people you wouldn't have access to otherwise, and you're being introduced by someone they already trust. The next way to grow your business with leverage is by advertising. You can use very targeted, very focused advertising on the internet. You can use Facebook ads, Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads, ads on Google. You can take out direct ads on industry websites. Pay for the ad directly to the person who hosts the website. This is powerful because it gets in front of your exact audience. If they get 300, 400, 500, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people visiting that website every day, 5% of them will see your ad, and half of that, 2.5%, will click on that ad when they see it. That's an incredible amount of leverage. Those are leads for you without you having to do anything. That's fantastic lead generation using leverage. The next way to use leverage is one of my favorites, and it's direct mail. You can get a list of people in your industry, in your geographic area, and you can begin mailing to them once a month forever. For every 1,000 people that you mail to, you will get 10 to 20 leads. That's 10 to 20 leads by just writing a letter once a month and having your assistant or having a team of people or paying a freelancer even to send out the mail. Drop the letters at the post office. 1,000 letters every month will result in 10 to 15 leads. That's incredible. It's 10 or 15 leads for you writing one letter. And the cost per lead is relatively low because it doesn't cost a lot to print a letter and mail it. This is a powerful way, and very few people are using it now because they think snail mail is dead. You know what? Snail mail is better than email for lead generation. The final way to develop leads and to grow your sales using leverage is by hosting educational events. You put on an educational event in your office once a month. You put it up on websites like Eventbrite. Maybe you run some ads to drive people to the event. You tell all of your evangelists, everybody who's out there promoting you, that you're doing this educational event. People will come to you out of the blue, and your friends, your clients, your evangelist partners will invite people to these events, and they will be well-qualified leads when the event is over. You know they're interested from day one because why? They showed up and they met you and they spent an hour, 2 hours with you. Think about this. Take all the people you would invite to breakfast. That's 5 a week, 20 per month. That's 40 people total. Invite them to come to your education event instead. Get in front of those 40 people one time instead of day by day by day. Save the time and still reach out to the same number of people. This is powerful. My friends, you have to understand the power of leverage when it comes to sales, particularly as it's related to lead generation, and you have to use it. One-on-one selling is going to take forever. You're never going to be able to help your business explode with one-on-one selling. Use leverage, grow faster. Okay, now's the time of our show where we take a question from one of our listeners. And today the question comes from Teresa out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hey, Vegas. Hope things are going well for you in Las Vegas, Teresa. So the question today is, Dave, I use direct mail to reach out to my prospects on a regular basis. Sometimes I get 15 or 20 responses per 1,000 letters I mail. Sometimes I get 2. What is the difference between good direct mail and bad direct mail? Well, Teresa, thank you very much for your question. I really appreciate you asking. There are many things that go into making direct mail productive and effective. If you go to my YouTube channel, Dave Lorenzo on YouTube, just punch in my name on YouTube, there are a number of different videos that talk about how to use direct mail. A couple of the different aspects. First is making sure your mail gets delivered. My preference for direct mail, I like the envelopes to be handwritten because they don't look like something that's produced by a machine. Now, that's not practical if you're doing thousands of direct mail letters, but you can use a handwriting font, which is a little bit better than actually typing or having a computer printed letter or using stick-on labels. The second thing is a real stamp. I don't like postage machine postage because people ignore it when they get it, and the post office may think it's junk mail, and sometimes the post office just throws mail away, believe it or not. So getting the mail delivered is really important. Take your batch of 1,000 letters, mail it from 3 different post offices if you can, just to be safe. The second thing is getting your letters opened. That's really important. And again, the handwriting font is good, the live stamp is good. You can put on there just an old-fashioned stamp that says special notice or open before and a date. That will help sometimes get the letters opened. Putting the return address just as an address without a name, or your personal name and not your company name and the return address, is always better than using the name of your company. So the letters getting opened, using lumpy mail sometimes, you have to look that one up. Lumpy mail is by stuffing the envelopes with a free giveaway, or odd-shaped mail is always better. Different color envelopes is better. Using Federal Express or Express Mail is definitely better if you can afford it. That will get your letters opened. Then the words you put on the page are critically important. You should write the way you speak, and you should also write about things that people care about. You should write about things that people care about. So you can't write about your product. You need to write about the problem your product solves. And what you need to do is you need to do it in a way that gets people interested. Tell them a story, give them a case study, and then put a call to action in there. So deliverability is the first thing. Getting your letter opened is the second thing. The third thing then is making sure that the writing is compelling enough for making people read it all the way through. Here's another point. The list you're mailing to is everything. So if the list of people that you're mailing to has bought a product similar to yours, or a product that is your competitor's product in the same segment, or they bought a previous product that you provide, that is a great list. Anything else is a shot in the dark, and your response numbers are going to go down. So those are the different aspects of direct mail that will affect whether or not people respond. Again, repetition is key. Repetition is the key to success in just about all of marketing. If you follow up and direct mail to a good list every month, you have a wider margin for error in some of those things. But again, You got to focus on making sure your mail looks good and is deliverable. You got to make sure that people will want to open it. You got to write to solve a problem that people currently have. And then you got to make it look different. Maybe make it a little lumpy, make the envelope look a little different. And then you got to be following up continuously. That's how you make direct mail successful. The more consistently you can do that, the more successful you will be with direct mail. Teresa, thank you for your question. Good luck out in Las Vegas. I appreciate you writing in. And again, folks, if you'd like to send me a question, send your questions to askdave@dlorenzo.com, askdave@dlorenzo.com. I thank you. All right, that'll do it for this episode of the Do This, Sell More show. Remember, use leverage to grow your business. Use leverage to get leads. That's one of the biggest keys to helping your revenue explode in sales. And remember, if you do this, you will sell more.